I found out I was uninvited from my own sister's wedding, while I was reviewing a $120,000 payment schedule. The wedding I was quietly paying for. The wedding I had planned for 8 months. And in that moment, something inside me cracked, not loudly, but in a slow, silent way. Because I wasn't angry first, I was confused. Then embarrassed, then hurt. Have you ever realized you were only valued for what you provide? Not for who you are? Because I didn't do what anyone expected. I didn't scream, I didn't post screenshots. I did something much simpler. I stopped paying. But to understand why, you need to understand my family. Growing up, there were always 2 daughters in my father's world. My sister Amelia, and me. Amelia was what people call the miracle baby. My dad used to tell people, she's my second chance. And he treated her like it. Everything about Amelia was celebrated. I don't say this with bitterness. I say it with honesty. I was loved. But Amelia was cherished. There's a difference. I was the responsible child, the quiet one, the helper, the fixer. If money was tight, I found a way. By 20, I was sending money home. I learned that love in my family meant usefulness. When Dad's business struggled, I sent money. When Amelia needed help with tuition, I sent money. When Mom got sick before she passed, I paid hospital bills. No one forced me. But no one stopped me either. I told myself this was just what older siblings do. That I was strong. That Amelia needed more support because she was younger. 8 months before the wedding, Amelia came to me crying. Full breakdown. Mascara running. Hands shaking. Dad can't afford the wedding I want, she said. Gavin's family is traditional. The bride's family has to pay. I remember hugging her. I remember telling her we'd figure it out. I remember saying something I wish I could take back. I've got you. She promised she'd pay me back someday. I knew she probably couldn't. I said yes anyway, so I became the invisible planner. I booked the venue. I negotiated contracts. I coordinated vendors. I went dress shopping with her. I handled deposits, invoices, schedules, spreadsheets, late-night emails, early morning calls. I didn't tell anyone I was paying. Not my dad, not Amelia, not extended family, because my dad had pride. And because Amelia deserved to believe her family could provide. I imagined my dad saying, "Look what my daughter did." I imagined Amelia hugging me. I imagined feeling seen. That fantasy kept me going. Until Tuesday night, 9:47 p.m. Dad called. "Diane. We need to talk about the wedding." I thought something had gone wrong with a vendor. Instead, he said, Amelia's decided Sandra should be her maid of honor. Sandra. Gavin's sister. A woman I'd met twice. I laughed at first, because I thought he was joking. "Dad, I'm her sister, I've been planning this whole wedding." Then he said, "Gavin's family feels you're too controlling. They think you should just attend as a guest." My hands started shaking. "And Amelia agrees?" I asked. "Yes." That word hurt more than anything else. Not Gavin's family. Not Sandra. Amelia. My own sister. I asked to talk in person. Dad said, "There's nothing to discuss." After I hung up, I sat in the dark. 29 years old. Still trying to earn a seat at a table I'd been funding my whole life. By morning I called my best friend Tanisha. She didn't hesitate. "They're using you. You need to tell them the truth." And she was right. But telling the truth meant blowing everything up. So instead, I started digging. I pulled up my banking app, every transaction, every payment. Over $150,000 total. My inheritance from my grandmother. The only person in my family who ever looked at me and said, "I see you." Then Gavin came over. And that's when everything unraveled. He thought my dad was paying. My dad had been taking credit. I called my cousin. Found out Dad had sold his business 6 months earlier. Bought a vacation condo. While claiming he was broke, I called the venue contract holder, Diane Mitchell. Only authorized person, Diane Mitchell. That was the moment I understood. They weren't just excluding me. They were lying about me, erasing me. Using my money to build a story where I didn't exist. I confronted Dad on the golf course. He admitted it. Said he couldn't stand people knowing his daughter had more money than him. I confronted Amelia. She admitted she suspected, but she went along with it, because it benefited her. Because she assumed I'd always be okay. That assumption broke something in me. So I made a decision. I'm done funding a wedding where I'm not wanted. I canceled everything. Venue, photographer, florist, DJ, caterer, dress shop. I lost about $65,000 in deposits. I got back around $85,000. It hurt, but it also felt like oxygen. They called me evil, selfish, heartless. My dad told me I was dead to the family. Amelia posted online that I sabotaged her wedding. I stayed silent. 3 weeks later, they still got married. Small ceremony, church basement. Because Gavin's father paid. And when Gavin's family learned the truth, they were furious. Not at me, at Amelia, at my dad. Because liars don't look good when exposed. Months passed. Amelia called me crying. Apologizing. Saying Dad lied. Saying she didn't realize how bad it was. I told her something that hurt to say. I love you. But I don't trust you. And love without trust is just memory. I didn't destroy my sister's happiness. I stopped sacrificing my dignity for people who only valued my resources. Sometimes walking away isn't cruelty. Sometimes it's survival. So here's the truth. I didn't cancel a wedding. I canceled my role as family ATM. If this story resonated with you, share it with someone who needs to hear they deserve better. And tell me, what would you have done? Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next story.